Alright, so we're back with another video, and in this video I'm going to show you all how to add options or arguments for your slash command. So let me give you an example of how this actually works. So let's use this built-in command. We'll use the Giphy command, and then you can see that this query over here is also known as the option, and we can actually type in whatever string we want. So I'll type Pikachu, and I'll just select this one, and then it gives us this value, right? So that's what I mean by option. You can also call it an argument, a command argument if you want, but it's really called an option. I'm going to refer to it as an option. Okay, so right now our order command does not have an option. So let's go ahead and give it an option. So what we'll do is real quick, let me just refer to the docs real quick, because I do want to show you where you can get such information. So right over here, where I am right now, I am under this options structure section, and basically what this is it tells you like the data types that you can for each property for the options. Okay, now one of the most important things that we'll need to specify is the type of option, and the type of option can vary. So for example, it can either be a subcommand, it can be a subcommand group, it can be a string, an integer, boolean, user, channel, etc. Right? Now, based off of what type that you provide, it'll give you certain limitations on what you can actually provide for the argument. And I'll show you how that works. Okay? So, for example, we would want to have the option for our slash command option to be number 3. So I'm going to show you how we can actually set the options right now. So go to your array of commands over here. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and inside this object, inside this specific slash command, we're going to set the options to an array. And we can have a lot of different options, okay? But for now, let's just do one at a time. So we'll create an empty object for now. And inside this object, we're going to give this option a name. And I'll just call this, let's just call this order food. Okay? And then we'll give it a description. The type of food, and you can see that all of these values are literally found on the application command option structure. You have the name, description, type. Okay, let's go over back to our code. Okay, now let's go ahead and set the type to be number 3. Now keep in mind that we are actually doing everything manually with JSON objects, and that's not really recommended, but I'm only doing it just for the beginning series. We are actually going to be using a library that was created by Discord.js. It's called Discord.js Builders, and it allows you to basically build the slash command or build the drop select menu or a button or whatever interaction you're dealing with. You can actually build it, and you can convert it to just a JSON object and then just pass it in. So that pass it in when you call the API. I'll show you how to do that in a separate video. But for now, just follow along with this structure. So type number 3, which basically means that this option type is going to be a string, which means the user will be able to input any value they want as a string. Okay. So next, after type, what I'll do is we'll do required. Okay, and let's go ahead and do this. Let's save. Okay, and one thing that you can also do is you can also provide choices for the user, but I'll show you how to do that in just a second. But let me show you how this works though. So now you can see that order food hello. Okay, now let's go ahead and see what actually happened, because right now it says the same response, but let's actually see what happened when we receive the interaction create event. So inside, you can see that it is logging hello world, but let me show you the actual option value. And so if you want to get the options value, you can just reference interaction dot options. Okay, and let me just actually just log this, because I want to show you what it looks like, so that way you'll know properly what to extract. So let's just do hello. Okay, so now you can see that this is the object command interaction option resolver, and you can see that right over here we have this array of options. Okay, so right now we only have one option, and it makes sense that it's just going to give us one inside this array. Now, how do you actually get this value though? Well, it's actually pretty simple, and I'll show you. So if we were to actually reference the options property, and if we were to hit dot, there's a bunch of different methods that you can call. You can also call data as well, right? If you not call data, but if you can reference the data property. And so if I were to type hi, you would see that it would give me this array, but it wouldn't be type inferred. So it would be an array, right? But then you would have to do a bunch of JavaScript magic to actually get the value. So another thing that you could do is you can do get, and let's see, get, or let me see. There should be get string, and then you can go ahead and pass in food. I think this should work just fine. And then this would give you the value. So let's try this right now. Alright, it's still pending. Our bot hasn't logged back in yet. It's taking forever. Just give it a second. Okay, there we go. Alright, so let's do hi. And you can see that it says hi. Right? Whatever value I passed in, right? Whatever value I passed in, it's going to log it right over there. Because that's how we got the value. Now I could also just do get, and this should also work. This should also work too. But I think this would give you something different though. It would give you a command interaction option. But let's actually see what it does, so that way you are aware of what's going on. You just gotta wait for. You just gotta wait for this bot to restart. It's taking forever, which is really frustrating. Just rerun it. No idea why it's taking forever. Okay. Alright, let's just run this again. Hello. Okay, so you can see that if we were to call get, it would just go ahead and give you the object, right? But then you could go ahead and reference other properties like the name. You can reference the member, channel, attachment, user, type, role, all bunch of different things. So for example, you can reference a type. You can get the name if you want to, just like that. And let me show you how that works. And you see that it gives you food, okay? Food, that's the option right there. And you can also get the value as well. So if you were to do the value, okay, and then you would go ahead and let's just run this again. It's taking forever. Apologies for that. Okay, there you go, and that's how you get the value, right? So then this is how you can actually start to build interactive commands by providing options, right? And then what you can do is you can get the value of what the user provided, right? And this could be just really any string. Now you can also provide other defined choices, which I'll show you in the next video, but this is just the basis of how you can set up options. Okay, so hopefully this all made sense. I know it was a really short video, but I just wanted to keep it short and concise just to show you how you can get arguments. Okay, so what I'll do finally is I'll just simply go ahead and do this. So what I'll do is I'll take this value over here and I'll just paste this here. And that way, whatever we are sending, it's going to be sent back to us. So let's do order cake. There it goes as cake. And I'll make it a little bit more fun. I'll make the message a little bit more fun. You ordered a, or you ordered, order French fries. Seems like the bot hasn't started up yet. Order cake. Order chips. And order You ordered cake. All right, there we go. And that's just obviously a simple example, but now you know how you can actually pass in values to your commands, and you can retrieve the value, right? And now you can do whatever you want with said value. Okay. So what I'll do in the next video is I'll show you how we can add choices to our options, so that way you can give the user some predefined choices, and then we'll move on to some other stuff with commands. So hopefully you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace out.